They had many heroic tales to tell, which you can see in a new series, Forgotten Pilots, at ITV1.
During the Second World War, the task of moving fighter aircraft from the factories to the front line fell to the Air Transport Auxiliary, or ATA. It started in Bristol in 1939 at Whitchurch Airfield, which was already the wartime base for British Airways. The civilian pilots who didn't qualify for the RAF were recruited from teenage novices to World War I veterans.
I'm quite sure that we were looked upon as very odd fish indeed, and I'm sure the RAF were very alarmed at their lovely airplanes being put in the hands of these wild amateurs who really didn't know what to do.
They were eventually to master the controls of 147 types of plane. When war was declared, most men pilots with 250 hours flying were already signed up, so the ATA was open to women.
These women are in the news at home because they've undertaken a somewhat unusual war job, and their work is to ferry new aircraft of the Royal Air Force from factory.
There were soon letters of objection to the papers.
It's too stupid of women to think they can go and fly bombers when they don't even know how to scrub a floor properly or make their husband's dinner, that sort of attitude. And so there we are. I mean, husbands can look after themselves sometimes, can't they?
Jackie Moggridge was the youngest recruit at just 20. She had to learn to stand up for herself fast.
I'm told I looked about 12. I don't think so, but everyone else did. And I went to pick up a mosquito, and with my little chit. And the engineering officer was about 6'4", and he came up to me and he said, "Are you supposed to be the pilot? I'm not having any schoolgirl fly that aircraft," he said. You wouldn't believe me. He had to ring up Home Command. I made him ring up Home Command.
When the German army invaded France, ATA pilots ferried planes to RAF airfields in Normandy. The poor weather limited flying, and there was a backlog of aircraft at the factories.
From the top level, we had orders that the Spitfires had to be moved. But how we sort of did it without breaking our necks, I didn't know.
But they did, and the pilots went on to fly more than 300,000 successful missions.
Wonderful sight of memories, I'm sure, for many of you, and you can see more on those incredible stories tonight at 7:30 in Forgotten Pilots. That's here on ITV1 in the West.